Hello folks, meet me again, Mr. Scary Exist. In this video, I'd like to tell you the true story. Don't you know that I can see them, but they can't see me? Only 1 out of 1,000 people had the experience to get in touch with me. Here is the story.
Welcome, I'm Sarah, your ordinary librarian with a not-so-ordinary tale. Imagine a life as plain as an unwritten page of a book. That was me, living in a world filled with the musky scent of old books and the soft whispers of seekers of knowledge. I found joy in the simplicity of my job and solace in the heartwarming routine of my family life. My husband, James, the cornerstone of our small but cozy family, and our 2 lovely children, Emily and Alex, who filled our home with laughter and playful banter. Our life was as calm as a still lake, a serene portrait of normality. Yet, as we all know, even the calmest waters can hide unfathomable depths. Our tranquil existence took a strange turn when we began receiving chilling phone calls at midnight. It started like any other call, the shrill ring slicing the silence of the night. At the stroke of midnight, our phone would ring, a stark, chilling reminder of the unknown. I'd pick up, my heart pounding, only to be met with a haunting whisper on the other end. The voice was low, mournful, and it spoke in riddles and fragments, revealing pieces of a puzzle that I was yet to understand. At first, these midnight calls seemed like a twisted prank. I would hear names, dates, and cryptic messages that seemed to hark back to another time. I tried to dismiss them, to convince myself that it was just a game, someone's idea of a cruel joke. But the calls continued, and with each ring, the voice became more ominous, the messages more unsettling. But what truly set these calls apart was the eerie connection they seemed to have with our home. The voice spoke of events, of a tragedy that occurred within these very walls, long before we moved in. It was as if the past was reaching out, demanding to be acknowledged, refusing to remain buried. I confided in James, my husband. I shared the details of these disturbing calls, the names that were mentioned, the dates, the strange messages. At first, he too dismissed it as a prank, but as the voice began to reveal more about the history of our house, he too felt a sense of unease. We decided to delve into the history of our home, to uncover the truth behind these midnight calls. We sifted through old records, through faded newspaper clippings, and what we found sent shivers down our spines. The voice was not just a prank. It was a cry for help, a plea from the past, a story of a family that once lived here, a family that met a tragic end within these very walls. But as the voice persisted, a sense of impending doom washed over me. With a heavy heart, we decided to delve into the past of our own home. Our research took us through dusty archives and faded newspapers, a journey through time that was as chilling as it was enlightening. We unearthed a tragic story, a narrative of a family that had once filled these rooms with laughter and love, much like our own. Yet their story ended not with a happily ever after, but with a series of inexplicable and untimely deaths. The parents, like us, ordinary and unsuspecting, and their 2 children, innocent and full of life, all met a fate so devastating within these very walls. The more we discovered, the more the midnight whispers began to make sense. They were not just random words, but fragments of a story long buried and forgotten. A tale of despair and betrayal had unfolded within these very walls. We reached out to a local historian, a woman well-versed in the paranormal. She conducted a seance, her voice a soft chant in the heavy silence of our living room. As she spoke, the air seemed to hum with an unseen energy, a spectral presence that made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Through her, the spirit spoke. The voice, once haunting and cryptic, now sounded desperate, pleading. It spoke of forgiveness, of release. It asked, no, implored us to acknowledge the tragedy that had unfolded within these walls, the pain that had stained them for decades. So we did. We acknowledged their pain, their suffering. We offered them understanding, a balm for their eternal wounds. We spoke directly to them, our words a beacon of light reaching out into the spectral darkness. In acknowledging their pain, we could finally bring them the peace they so desperately sought. The midnight calls stopped, leaving us with a home filled with warmth and a story that will echo through the ages.